Take questions for Coach Longo. Who wants to go first?
Well, you know we gotta ask.
What you want to ask?
In fact, the red zone, you said you're gonna study it during the open week.
Yeah, most of the year we've actually been pretty good. We were frustrated at Texas Tech. We got down there and we had to kick some field goals that, and I think I said in the interview after that, I'm not accustomed to kicking a lot of field goals, and we had some execution issues in that game, and we addressed them. And for most of the season, I think we've been okay, but it definitely was an issue at Auburn. There's probably 3 or 4 different. I can sit here and itemize every play, but at the end of the day, we've got to be a little conscious of the field is smaller. We've got to be a little conscious that coverage is going to be tighter. I think we have to do a better job of staying on blocks. Coach Luke just alluded to. And I agree, we've got to be more physical, and we've got to do a better job of running the football in the red zone, pertaining to the Auburn game. Those were some of the issues in the Auburn game. There may be different obstacles in the red zone against, our next opponent, but South Carolina is a different defense. They're going to pose some different issues. But at the end of the day, we're going to do a good job of trying to earmark the ball to our best football players. We're going to do a good job of making sure that we got a hat for a hat, so our run game is a little sounder. The physicality end of it was something we addressed, during the week, and maybe a wrinkle here or there to try to create an advantage we haven't had in past games. So that's kind of our approach right now in the red zone. We're not going to overhaul anything. We like what we're doing, but some of the things we just have to do better. And as boring as that is, we just have to execute better on some things. But I do think, from a creativity standpoint, we may do some things to help our guys a little bit in that part of the field.
Questions?
Phil, in your self-scout, did you notice any tendencies that maybe you were doing a lot that you might try to change up just to provide a different look to the other team?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we self-scout our offense every week. And so whenever we're leaning towards a tendency, as you get into 1 or 2 games, it's hard to tell. As you get into games 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if I have a human tendency from a play calling standpoint, we work away from it. If we have tendencies like staring down a block or lining up tighter, or the back is in a different alignment to give away a play, any of those things, we police ourselves on a weekly basis. I think we do a good job of self-scouting, so you try to steer away from giving anybody defensively, an advantage. So that's a weekly process for us.
During the off week, how much did you guys get into preparing for South Carolina, and what stands out about their defense this year?
With the first part of your question, I would say we worked some base stuff against South Carolina, but the first part of the week really was just focused on executing some of the little things maybe that we've missed over the season. So we focused on us first. Once we felt like we kind of got some things answered and we addressed the needs that we had, then we started to focus in on South Carolina, maybe even more specifically yesterday. But we did peek at it on Wednesday in practice, and so it's given us a couple extra days to prepare for these guys. What was the second part of your question?
What stands out about their defense?
What stands out about South Carolina is tremendous effort. Maybe one of the best effort teams we've seen. They're not quite as big as some of the fronts that we've seen, but they move exceptionally well. It is a high energy, high effort, play through the whistle defense. Maybe one of the best we've seen this year. We're going to have to finish blocks, stay on blocks, complete plays, those type of things, because they're a great after engagement effort team defensively. They swarm the football. That's rhetoric you hear from a lot of defensive coaches. Well, South Carolina does that. They fly to the football. They run to the ball. They're going to populate the football, as Crime says all the time, and they do as good a job as anyone we played. So staying on blocks and being specific and intentional with some of the technique things that we do is going to be really, really important this week.
Coach, I know you don't want to force the issue, but the tight ends have not been nearly as involved as the years past. What do you do to try to rectify that?
We actually were just talking about that, Coach Harris and I and the staff. We just look at things that the defense does, openings in the defense. As I always say, we're gonna attack the weakness, or we're gonna attack, what they're giving us. We're just probably, maybe right now, maybe looking at more ways to attack those weaknesses or those areas with Dawson Knox and Octavius Cooley, a little bit like we did in the Arkansas game. There have been weeks where the tight end has been a really big part of the plan, but that's the aspect of the play the defense took away, and that's not something we can control. Now, when that happens, Cooley and Knox are huge benefits to us because they're opening, opportunities for the receivers or even Scotty. But I think maybe the red zone and the tight end item go hand in hand here. So, it's that may be an area of the field you see a little bit more involvement with our tight end.
Questions? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.